Hello and welcome. Today we're in 1988 Jerez, Spain. We got ourselves a 20-minute race on the default date in 1988, starting at 6 o'clock in the evening. So we've got that sort of pink, dusk, sunset-y sort of time of day. We've got two weather slots, basically no cloud going into a little tiny bit of cloud, so very little difference. Standing start, no pit stops, and a medium rubbered circuit. Our opponents will be a maxed out 31 car grid with a mixture of vintage touring cars tier 1 and tier 2s. Our tier 2s will include a few of the Lotuses. They're not really in our race today, they're just a little bit out of reach, but they're on the grid regardless. We've got 120 skill level with a high aggression, and we're going to be starting from plumb last. So, without further ado, let's get trackside and let's go racing. Average, fair to middling start. Not as good as Kyle Army. Right, let's go inside. It's going to close up. Sorry mate, did I surprise you? Nice. Not a bad start though. Still there. He's still there. Oh no, he's got it. He's got it. They're so good out of there. I'm not going to hold that one back. We get a good exit out of here. Can we make use of this? I hope so. It looks like it we can. We're on lean fuel again. I'll show you just so you can see it. So we should be pretty level with them on straight line pace. I thought he was going to send it up the inside then. I thought I'd give him a bit more room. Missed my apex a bit. Third works through there really nicely. It keeps the car nicely balanced. But you've got to get your approach spot on to make the most of it. rude. Bit of a block pass on the exit, but we were passed, so that's good enough for me. He had no claim to it. I just saw that car behind me disappear in my mirror. I don't think I imagined it. Oh, on the edge. I'm not sure we can do anything about the lead 2. This might be one of those races where you need to get what you can out of it, I think. Those two look like they're really on it. Spot on. Oh, that was brilliant timing. Not necessarily on purpose. I hoped it would be that way. I hoped it would work out that way, but it wasn't any massive calculation. I went through there as quick as I could. And the timing just happened to work out. So, yeah, it wasn't skill on my part. Oh, we had a spinner. One of the Lotuses has had a bit of a spill. Come on, come on. The trouble is, if you don't get the car weighted just right, it never really bites. And then you're sort of then on a course that you can't do much about really. It's such a little car, but it drives like a submarine or a large cruise ship. Once it starts its path, you're not gonna change it really, not without massive compromise. Now granted, a good captain will steer it correctly, but it really is all down to the captain. If you screw it up, it will punish you, more so than the JCW. Is it worth a punt? I'll let him have that one back, I think, because that was a bit. I could have turned in more. Well, I couldn't turn in more, but yeah, I felt like I could have given him a bit more space. Oh, Apex is over there. What are you doing? Now this little Lotus, if that catches up to Dan and Burns, that might just slow them down a little bit and bring them back towards us. Possibly. Too fast in. And there. Down to second. Make sure of it. Right, Burton's got some pace on him, hasn't he? Still got 9 minutes to go. We're not out of this yet. We might still make a play here. This hasn't been my finest drive. That little Lotus didn't disturb them as much as I'd hoped. Shame. This is where you wish you had the higher fuel mixture. But as tempting as it is, and I can change it, but as tempting as it is, I'm not going to. They are setting a really good pace. Sorry, this is my serious face. Come on, what are you doing, Andrew? Ah, no! Ah. Well, Dan's going for it. Well, that's by far and away my best lap. I mean, we're nearly in the 17s, for goodness sake. Sorry, mate. What are you doing? Oh, where do you want me to go? Just stopped it on the apex. Yeah, you can wait, mate. I'm in a race here. Right, now you can go. Sorry, mate. I feel like I've let you down there. I've lost you a place as well on the last lap. I'm really sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like a right bastard now. We're all in a tight race, I'm afraid. Oh, we might be on here, you know. Have it. Suckers! Off you go, mate. Oh, I hope they fix that in 1.6. Awesome. Can't even think straight. Excuse me. Right. Let's have a look at the time, shall we? So, all of the Corvettes and the 2002s. Then you got the two Lotuses, Stone and Dawson, ahead of us, and then we're the first Mini ahead of Dan, who was 1 3/4 seconds down, just over 1.5 seconds off at the end. Well, that was lucky, wasn't it? That was a lucky win. I'll take it though. I'll take that. So we had a 2:18.0. Dan was a 2:18.0. 2:18.1, 2:18.0, 2:18.3.6. That's a really fast pace. I mean, to nearly crack into the 17s on lean fuel. I'm pleased with that. Yeah. Right. Let's get into the replay, shall we? Well, a win's a win, but that one doesn't feel sweet. That one, really, I feel like I deserved a 4th place in that race. I drove okay. It's one of my better in terms of with this car track. The lap times are pretty good, but I've driven better. And the guys ahead of me were all doing similar lap times, and it was only because of this weird V1.5, hopefully not 1.6 thing about when they're being lapped, they just struggle. They just give time away, and if it wasn't for that, it would have been 4th. So I feel like that's where we should have finished. Don't get me wrong. If I can grab first, I'm going to grab first. But there was a bit of contact at the end, and it didn't feel particularly great. I think we had a bit of contact with Burton, the light blue and white car, just around here, and then here we had a bit of contact with, I think it was Burns, the dark blue car, and it was because they'd backed off for the Corvettes. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't really my fault. And then, yeah, it was a good race, and then just that little bit at the end just sort of takes away a bit of the shine, really. But overall, though, I think the car's good. Made some more progress on that drivability, that drive it in, drive it out. There's still this weird inherent tendency for the car to require a bit of oversteer to get it rotated. So I've tried dialing it out, but then you go slower. It's almost like you need it there, and then it is up to you to balance it exactly where it needs to be. But there's that jeopardy there of you can get it wrong, and if you get it wrong, it will either over rotate and send you to the inside of the corner, or it will under rotate and it will send you to the outside, or you get it cock on and you're laughing, and it's very, very difficult. I think over time I'm just going to get used to balancing it on the controls better, which is great because that's what I need to do. If I can learn that here, I can transfer that over to the JCW, and I'll be better off in the JCW as well. So it's very worthwhile doing. I'm finding it incredibly frustrating, but I'm actually really enjoying it at the same time. A bit of a masochist, yeah, we'll keep plugging away. Bit of nighttime driving as well, which is great. Always nice to do that. So yeah, maybe we'll be able to chuck in a little bit of weather for the next one or two, because these cars use the same tyre, wet or dry. It's an all-weather tyre, and I don't think these are as badly affected by that dry to wet, wet to dry transitional phase. So might give that a try in the next race and see how we get on. But anyway, until then, thank you very, very much for watching, and until the next time, we'll see you later.